Noni Juice, the wellness drink. Asian Noni Juice, the solution to your illness. Asian Noni Juice, 100% pure natural, the best family drink in the whole world. Why Asian Noni Juice is the best in the world? One, all the ingredients in Asian Noni Juice is 100% pure natural. Asian Noni Juice contains all the vitamins that the body requires. Asian Noni Juice contains all the minerals that the human body requires. It's also known as the wellness drink, simply because the pulp of the Noni Juice contains over 160 nutraceuticals. That is why it is called the wellness drink. It has health-enhancing attributes such as anti-allergic properties, antiviral properties, antibacterial properties, adaptogen. It has anti-congestive properties. It has hypertensive, and it has antidepressant, antioxidant, adaptogen, and analgesic. It has also cancer-inhibiting compounds. As a result of all these health properties, that is why Noni Juice is able to handle a lot of health conditions. It's very good for all respiratory-oriented diseases, such as chronic cough that has become resistant to antibiotics. Noni is the solution. It is very good for diabetes. It's very good for pressure, depression, bipolar depression, mood disorders. It's also good for tuberculosis, pneumonia. It is very good for organ health. Organ health is good for the lungs infection. It's good for the kidney health. That is kidney stone. Noni is the best. It's good for liver infections. All liver infection, liver cirrhosis, and liver damage. Noni is the solution. It's very good for the heart. And then cholesterol, high cholesterol. Noni converts bad cholesterol into good cholesterol for the usage by the body. Noni also very good for stroke and also improve blood circulation. Noni is very good for all pain in the human body, from migraine to waist pain to nerve pain to all joint pain, arthritis of all types. Noni is the solution, and specifically Asian Noni Juice, the wellness drink. Asian Noni Juice, the solution to the illness. Asian Noni Juice, 100% pure. Because Asian Noni Juice composed of all the fruit, the seed, the pulp, and the Noni liquid. It has all the nutrients, 100% natural, as God has created. And good. To contact us for any quantity that you need, any part of the world, just call 020 816 5808. 020 816 5808 or 0244 160 604. 0244 160 604. You can Google Asian Noni Juice. The Asian is ASHUN. Noni, Noni, Juice, JUICE. Then you get all the handles. Or Google Jacob Asian Jr. and you have access to all the social media handles: Instagram, Twitter, LinkedIn, Facebook. Just Google Jacob Asian Jr. or Ghana Noni Juice. or a share Noni Juice. You get all the research information published. We have presented well-researched information on all our social media handles. Go to YouTube, Ghana Noni Juice, and you have well-presented research video on our YouTube page. You can Google Jacob Eshen or Eshen Noni Juice or Ghana Noni Juice and count it on the quantity of Eshen Noni Juice that you need for your household. We have it. Listen, Eshen Noni Juice, the wellness drink. Eshen Noni Juice, the solution to your illness. Eshen Noni Juice, 100% pure, natural. The best Noni Juice for the entire family. Again, old child can take Noni. Adolescent can take Noni. An adult and our senior citizens. So why are you waiting? Eshen Noni Juice, we say hospital beside your bed. Buy it, put it close to your bed, and every morning take some. When you're going to bed, take some, and your health is well sorted out. Thank you.
Hello and welcome to Nature Going Smart Indian Expedition, where we explore the science of plants with medical properties that are less known in Western countries. Today we will talk about Morinda citrifolia, or as it is known here, the divine noni. This plant has been discovered by the Polynesians more than 2,000 years ago and has been used since for traditional medicine. It is known by several names: headache tree, painkiller fruit, cheese fruit, great morinda, Indian mulberry, but its Latin scientific name is Morinda citrifolia, and it belongs to the family of Rubiaceae. These plants usually grow around coastal regions, around the sea level, because it grows easily with salty soil. It can also grow around 400 meters above the sea levels, usually in forest areas where the lava flows underneath. The fruit can grow up to a size of 12 centimeters and has a peculiar lumpy surface. The more the fruit matures, the more it becomes whiter and wider. The seeds inside are actually of a triangular shape and are of a reddish brown color. From ancient times to now, with alternative medicine, this plant has been used for a wide number of disorders, from gastric ulcers to depression, senility, arthritis, body pain, menstrual issues, AIDS, as well as ischemia, strokes, and cardiac issues, and a number of cancers. If you're interested about Morinda citrifolia and its use as an anti-tumoral agent, I recommend you watch the next episode, which will be entirely on this topic. Almost all parts of the plant are used for medical purposes: the fruit, the leaves, and the roots of the plant. So various compounds are present in the divine noni. Mostly scopoletin, which is a coumarin, caprylic acid, which is a fatty acid, high level of potassium, as well as a wide number of terpenoids, high level of vitamin C, some alkaloids, and then a wide number of flavonoids and quinones. The fruit and the leaves of Morinda citrifolia have very strong anti-inflammatory properties. It contains compounds like polyphenols, quinones, alpha-tocopherol, beta-carotene, vitamin C, and many other terpenoids with already shown antioxidant and anti-inflammatory properties. All of these compounds work synergistically, and that is why Morinda citrifolia can act on so many different disorders. The anti-inflammatory activity of the noni was shown in a number of studies. I will report one done in vivo on animals. Rodents were injected with carginian, which is an irritant, in the paw. This results in an inflammatory response, which is very visible, and it shows a swelling, a paw edema. The animals that received noni fruit juice, which is rich in polyphenols, showed a significant reduction in the edema, in the swelling of their paw. Moreover, the production of NO and prostaglandin E2, which are two biomarkers of pain and inflammatory pain, so inflammation and pain, were markedly inhibited. They were way less than in the control rats. The way of function of the divine noni was shown to be as well through the inhibition of COX-1 and COX-2 pathways. These pathways are very important, and they're also similarly inhibited by a very common class of anti-inflammatory drugs, such as non-steroidal anti-inflammatory drugs like aspirin. And in fact, the Morinda citrifolia, similarly to aspirin, decreases the inflammation and the pain, as well as decreasing the density of the blood. And that is the rationale for the use of the Morinda citrifolia as well for hypertensive patients and patients with cardiac issues. Its aspirin-like effects make it a really good product for people suffering from cardiac issues or high blood pressure. Moreover, having high levels of potassium, as you certainly know, it's very important for who suffer from hypertension. In fact, the more potassium we intake, the lower the levels of sodium we retain in our body, and therefore the lower the density of our blood. So making it a really, really good product for who suffer from hypertension and cardiac issues. But what if you already underwent, if an ischemic attack already happened? Does this plant offer an aid, antioxidant aid, neuroprotective aid? A group of scientists examined just that by administering a concentration of 10% fruit juice, noni fruit juice, to animals that were previously treated with a 2 hours cerebral artery occlusion, meaning preventing the blood flow through an artery going through the brain for 2 hours. They showed that the group of animals that received the noni fruit juice completely suppressed the development of neuronal damage. On top of that, usually after an ischemic attack, glucose intolerance comes about, and the animals who received the noni fruit juice had a total suppression of glucose intolerance, and actually they found higher levels of insulin in the serum. So these experiments were brought further, which to demonstrate the use of the divine noni for diabetic patients, because in traditional medicine it has been used for many, many years for people suffering from diabetes. And in fact, there was a confirmation that it does ameliorate glucose intolerance, as well as increasing the secretion of insulin. And very importantly, it's also a great neuroprotectant that, as you know, over time, a diabetic patient can suffer from cognitive decline. So it's a very useful compound for both types of diabetes, 1 and 2. The noni fruit juice protects the brain from impairment of cognitive function. It improved the stress-induced decrease in blood vessel density, especially in the hippocampal dentate gyrus area, which is the area devoted to learning and memory. In order to understand how Morinda citrifolia works for conditions such as gout, chronic obstructive pulmonary disease, COPD, and cardiac issues, we need to understand what the exoenzymes are. Exoenzymes are a class of enzyme which is typically found within the lungs and the serum, and they produce reactive oxygen species or free radicals. During infections, exoenzymes tend to be overproduced. For example, during influenza infection, there is an overproduction of exoenzymes. Also, liver damage can provoke a massive secretion of exoenzymes, so many that they're released in the blood. And this, in turn, provokes renal failure. Why? Because exoenzymes are directly associated with the metabolic pathways for the formation of uric acid. And that is why targeting exoenzyme is very, very important in order to prevent and cure gout, COPD, as well as cardiac issues. So there is a allopathic drug that actually targets the production, inhibits the production of exoenzymes, which is called allopurinol, and it's used for all of these three disorders that I just mentioned. Similarly, research has found that the divine noni works exactly in the same way by inhibiting these enzymes. If you enjoyed this video, then make sure to subscribe to this channel so you'll get updates for the next video all about Morinda citrifolia and its anti-tumoral actions. If you'd like to support our work, then check out the link below where you'll find plenty of ways to support us via social media, through our platform Nature Growing Shop, as well as through a donation of any amount. Thank you very much and see you next time.
This gentleman here, he's been beckoning me for the past 3 minutes to come here. What is the name of your stand?
Asian Noni Juice, the wellness drink. Asian Noni Juice, the solution to your illness. Asian Noni Juice, 100% pure, the best Noni Juice in the world, the best family drink in the world.
Tell us about Asian
Noni Juice. All the ingredients in the Asian Noni Juice are 100% natural. And Noni is a rich source of vitamin A, C, E, B, B2, B6, B12, calcium. And it contains health properties which makes it possible to handle a whole lot of health conditions. It has anti-allergic property. It has antibacterial property. It has antiviral property. Then it has anti-inflammatory property. It has antidepressant property, antioxidant, adaptogen, analgesic, anti-congestive, and hypertension.
You know what? Let's keep the rest as a secret.
This is the reason why Noni is able to handle all respiratory-related diseases.
Okay.
This is why Noni is able to handle all mental health issues.
Wow.
This is why Noni is able to handle all viral infections in the human body, including COVID and monkeypox, because Noni has antiviral property and anti-inflammatory. So anti-inflammatory deals with the swelling on your skin as well as in your lungs. Is that okay? And Noni is very good for tuberculosis and pneumonia. South Africa is using Noni to treat tuberculosis and pneumonia and COVID.
Okay.
Is that okay?
It
handles all the other conditions like the ulcers, diabetes, pressure, and it handles insomnia and a whole lot.
So from here, where can you be located?
Just call this number 020 816 5808. The number again 020 816.
Welcome back to Nature Going Smart Indian Expedition, where we explore the science of plants with medical properties that are less known in Western countries. In the past episode, we introduced Noni and its use in medicine, and today we will look deeper onto the effectiveness of Noni as an anti-tumoral agent. The Noni, or Morinda citrifolia from its Latin name, it has been used in Southeast Asia as an anti-cancer compound for a very long time. Modern science is only recently catching up. Today, I will summarize for you all the latest scientific research carried out on cancer. Noni has multiple cancer protective properties. It reduces EGF, the epidermal growth factor, which is often mutagenic in cancers and helps tumor cells proliferate. It reduces DNA damage. Noni is in fact rich in flavonoids, which stimulate DNA repair. It reduces the effects of reactive oxygen species or free radicals. Noni is in fact rich of antioxidants like vitamin A, which increases DNA repairing activity. It's anti-angiogenic. It prevents cancers from creating a net of blood vessels in order to be able to get more nourishment, expand, and then go into metastasis. It has cancer cell selective cytotoxic activity, meaning that it can inhibit tumor growth and progression into metastasis without affecting healthy cells. Fermented noni exudate was injected intraperitoneally in tumor-bearing mice, which resulted in a significant increase in the percentage of immune cells like granulocytes and natural killers or NK cells in blood and the spleen. It was observed complete tumor rejection in normal mice, partial tumor rejection in mice lacking functional immune system cells like lymphocytes, and no tumor rejection in NK deficient mice, meaning that the fermented noni exudate is able to stimulate the innate immune system and the adaptive immune system to reject tumor cells. NK cells are the major player involved with the innate immune system. They responded quickly to fermented noni exudate and seem to be the major target involved with the anti-tumoral activity of noni. The noni precipitate works synergistically with chemotherapeutic drugs like cisplatin and vincristine, adding beneficial effects, but not with immune-suppressive drugs like cyclophosphamide. This has been shown by an experiment which tested noni precipitate from noni fruit juice and tested it against sarcoma tumor. The results showed 25 to 45% tumor reduction in mice, which was completely abolished when given in conjunction with macrophages inhibitors like chloroadenosines or T cells inhibitors like cyclosporins and NK cells inhibitors like anti-azelo GM1 antibody. To summarize, the noni fruit powder showed significant effects in the treatment and prevention of esophageal cancer in mice. Noni juice induced apoptosis in breast tumor cells, both either by itself during the initial stages or in combination with doxorubicin in mice. Noni is also commonly used by women with breast cancers all around India. Isolates from the roots of noni, which is mostly composed of chinones, have pro-apoptotic effects on colorectal and colon type of cancers. The growth arrest was shown to be carried out by an increase in caspase activity. Noni effects were comparable to that of chemotherapeutic drug cisplatin to induce apoptosis via mitochondrial pathways to cervical cancers, and again this was due to an increase in caspase activity. The noni juice is a non-genotoxic substance classified as safe by toxicology tests. It has been commercialized since 1990 worldwide, and in 2003 the EU Commission approved it as a novel food. You can now find it in your local health food store as a food supplement. If you enjoyed this video, please support us by subscribing to our channel, sharing or liking this video, or following Nature and Going Smart on any of your favorite social media platform. Thank you!
Ghana Noni Juice. It's the best energy drink in the world.